Yeah, a few people was complaining, or they was just giving their opinion, their voice of opinion about Supreme Son's video with him throwing up the money, flossing. And I believe that it was an old video. He just might have reposted it. But like I said, him and Dr. York's son remind me so much of each other. And I'm gonna post a picture. They kind of look alike too. Dr. York, man, was a very respected, knowledgeable brother out here in Brooklyn, out here in New York. Preem was respected, very knowledgeable brother here in Queens, man. Here in Queens. So, these brothers remind me so much of alike, and growing up without a father, I could kind of relate to these brothers so much. You want to boast, man. You want to get out there. You're kind of proud of who your father is in a sense, and a lot of times you're trying to outdo what your father did, or you're trying to actually stand up to the same stature as your father, but don't realize that you're a whole different person, grew up in a whole different time, whole different state of mind. Even though you are your father's seed, and we know that semen is brain fluid, so you definitely got your father's thinking. But what happens is it's a whole different day and time. So sons are reflections of their father and their mother, and vice versa with the daughter. Preem's son is a reflection of him, maybe the more feminine side. And like I said, it's a different day and time. Just like Prince York is a reflection of his father, man. That brother is deep. He gets down to the knowledge. And and he's fly. He's fly with his movements, and a brainiac. You know what I mean? So some people say, why haven't people reached out to Preem's son to kind of set him straight, slow him down? And me myself, I don't know the brother personally. I don't know his pops personally. I just know of the legend, like everyone else, reading it and watching on YouTube and things of that nature. So maybe it's because sometimes people just won't listen, and then some people are to the point where they're not just throwing away their energy like that. Sit down and talk to you. Then the next week you're doing something totally against what y'all spoke about. So I can understand Bimmy, throwing up his hands and maybe putting God first. You got to remember, Bimmy is a Christian. They kind of handle things a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? Give in and let God give. You know what I mean? Give it up to God. This is their type of mentality. So when I was listening to Bimmy say what he said, I was like, okay, that's where he's at, man. He's probably saying, you know what, I'm going to let God, control the situation. God is the best planner. I think that's where the brother was coming from. Preem, I think he looks at things differently. He's 5%er, so he looks at himself as God. Allah, you know what I mean? So, but sometimes it's hard like that, man. So, with Preem's son, my opinion, if a person was to ask me my opinion, I would say that, yeah, he's a reflection of his father, but from two different angles. Like I said, it's a different day and time. So some of the things that he's doing, he's caught up in the new wave. He was born in a different time. He grew up in a different time, and he has I'm pretty sure his friends are completely different. So I'm pretty sure he's doing these type of things for self enjoyment and not really thinking about what anyone else thinks. You know what I mean? So just leave your opinion, man. Leave your voice down in the comment section, if you will.